this video is going to be about the Daybreak Apostles event. It's kind of an annoying event in my opinion, and the rewards get pretty useless pretty quickly, but initially in the game, very useful rewards. It's the only way to get certain types of things that you need to upgrade for your genes. So here's the guide. Before the event starts, you're going to want to send out your troops. The way to maximize the amount of points you get in this event is actually to send out every single one of the troops that you have. The only way you can do this, though, is if you get people to send you reinforcements in return. If you send out all of your troops and leave your base undefended, you will lose very quickly. I have two characters in this alliance that I'm playing in this video, and that's also the case on the new server that I'm playing on. These characters are close enough in strength that I go ahead and send my full main march from my one account to the other. The exception to that is that your 3 primary or strongest heroes need to stay in your base for your garrison. After you send out your heroes, you just want to double check by clicking on your sentinel station and then shelter defense that your main heroes are still there and available to protect your garrison. I am going to switch the heady for Orpheus and click save because Orpheus has more useful skills when it comes to the defense. If you send these heroes out on a march, they will not be available on the list. And if that happens, you want to send that hero back so you can add them to your garrison and then send those troops out with a different hero. I have 2 accounts in this alliance, so I send a full march to my second account and vice versa. So that's that account. And then I also send out 100% of the rest of my other troops. So whoever's in that first spot, in this case Cecilia, should provide captain buffs. I'm pretty sure is how that works, even for reinforcement. So I do that just in case. So captain buff I put in Harold. And then here, captain buff Boris. Alright. Now I'm going to show you my other account. The other thing we want to do is check and see. So this says target online members. They will also send troops to headquarters. Since we have enough people normally in my alliance that are playing and the headquarters does fill even though we call off a certain number of troops to send, I don't normally worry about sending troops because I've got the 2 accounts and it's enough as it is. And I normally do fine on points. Alright, so this one, check reinforcements. This was my main march I sent out, so Bella as the captain. Harold as the captain. Cecilia as the captain. Boris as the captain. And Zoe as the captain. I'm not 100% sure if captains affect for reinforcing, but just in case. So I sent out 100% of my troops. Even though, so the only reinforcement I normally, this is my secondary account, but I have reinforcement from quite a few people, so it's good. So this says target all members, so you'll see sometimes it says online members, sometimes it's all members, and sometimes it is headquarters. If it is attacking the headquarters, you click on the headquarters, you click garrison. When you send troops, you're going to send a partial march. So like 30,000 troops, for example. The goal is to get your troops in so you can get the points for defending, but you also want to make sure that everybody in your raid that's online that is trying to get in is able to get in. So some other very important things to note about apostles is that shielding does not work. So if you shield, it doesn't matter. They're still going to attack your base. This is a very, very healing intensive fight. So some people do not want to be part of it at all. And if you notice here, the main rewards are gene sequencing things, which are completely useless to me at this point. So pretty much the only thing I'm getting out of this would be the resources, but the resources don't make up for the amount of healing you have to do. So I'm really mostly helping just to help my alliance rank well, so that the people that need those gene things are able to get quite a bit. And then hopefully we won't need to do this anymore when we don't have anybody that needs that stuff. So here's what it says. Alliance headquarters, next wave, 2 minutes. So again, if I was going to defend that, click the headquarters, and then we send a specified number to the garrison. If you don't have a very active alliance and your headquarters aren't going to fill, then maybe you send full troops. That's just kind of a thing where you have to check in with your alliance. With our alliance, so this says it can hold 945. And that was based on Storm had just joined. Storm has a very big rally size. And then it's still, I think the max, yeah, so the maximum is still 15 chiefs because that's our rally max. So we're up to 5 people. I'm just going to send 20,000. This account has tier 10. So clicking garrison up to 11. But we only have room for 100,000 troops. So again, I'm just going to send. Oh, I don't have a lot of tier 10 left. So I'm just going to send all my tier 10. And this is the goal. It is full on troops now, but not on chiefs. So ideally, we would have had people put a little bit less in, and then more people would have been able to join. If you notice, some people put in full troops, some people put in just a few troops. We did not specify how many to send. Normally, we do. And it's actually okay that mine didn't get in because the attack just hit anyway. So someone just opened up a rally in the middle of Apostles. I'm not sure when you see this many red lines and a blinking red screen why somebody would think that is a good idea, but you do not want to open up raids or rallies during the ape hunt, like the trap event, or Apostles. Unless obviously the rally is for the trap. But yeah, you don't want to do like Frenzied Fiend rallies, Join Ops rallies, or Wild Beast rallies during special events like this where people are using all of their heroes and all of their troops. And this is why I don't normally send my people to the headquarters, because I forgot to get them back. So again, this is making sure I don't send out my 3 main heroes so that my garrison still has the strongest heroes available. So another thing to keep in mind is when you come to the Sentinel station, it will tell you who is defending your base. So I send out all of my troops, but it's still very important to keep your main team in here because they are the ones that are going to affect the troops, like the reinforcements that you have inside your base. Very important to keep good players here, good heroes there. So you want to just kind of keep on checking back on this wave. It says online members this time. I'm going to make sure I heal. It's also very important to click the Alliance Helps because that is people that are trying to heal their troops. And granted, right now, the healing is not very intensive, so people are healing pretty quickly. So right now, it's again online members. But especially after the event, you want to just be on top of spamming that help button so that you can help people heal as quickly as possible. So I've played a lot of games like this, and in other games, when you have a march, we'll just say you have 100,000 people in your march, if 10,000 of them get injured, they would stay injured at the other base, but not helping attack. So the cool thing is here that if your troops are going to help attack, they stay in the building. If they've been injured, they magically find their way back to your place. So that is pretty cool, which means that in my situation where I've sent out all of my troops, any troops that get injured then end up as defending my building. And since we're getting towards the end, which is when things get pretty hairy, we are going to go ahead and just keep those in our base. The last 3 waves are just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I will go from no healing at all to a day of healing, and then a second day of healing, and then a third day of healing on the last attacks. It's basically insane. So next rallies, target all members. I'm going to wait for this one to hit and heal, and then switch. And if you see, the healing at this point is still completely instant. So that was round 15. Next round, oh, it still says target all members. That's still this wave. Alright, so this is wave 16. It's really not too bad until like wave 17. On my little low account, they did, this is a strong alliance, but I have a weak character. Just to show you the healing differences for that whole event on this level 17 fountain is 15 minutes of healing. Okay, I'm going to click my little help and it's going to finish instantly. And they ran a high level difficulty too. Oh wow, so they did Daybreak Apostles difficulty level 4. So they did do a much lower difficulty than my main alliance does. But even with the same level difficulty, so if you notice, that's 2 hours of healing. Even with the same level of difficulty, for some reason, low level players don't get hit as hard. They don't require as much healing. Or maybe their troops just take less time to heal. But yeah. So my defense failed on that character, so I went ahead and pulled all of my troops back. I'm going to go ahead and pull most of my troops back here. Once your base has failed the attack twice, you want to make sure you then send all of your troops out to other people to help heal. All of your troops out to other people to help defend. That will continue to get you points even though you are not being attacked anymore. So here's like the craziness of healing. I've gotten 22 helps at this point, so that's pretty good. Hopefully we don't fail again. Dang, we did fail. All right, so since I failed twice, I now want to send all of my troops out to other people, including my other account did not fail. So I'm going to send a full march. This one was reinforcing the town that failed, so we are going to pull that back. And target all members. This is wave 19, so at this point you then look for where the red lines are going. and very quickly send troops. Without sending your main march that's going to defend your base. Because this is the character that's still in. So anybody that has red lines is still in. So we are going to quickly send troops. And this is my character that's out. So we are sending every single troop we have. Oh, see, I messed up there. That was 8 hours of healing. I should have broken that up. So then the other thing is, if you are defending somebody else, if they fail, then you want to pull the troops back. The problem is, oh, here we go. It says here, total defense defeats. That's what we're looking for. So since I can see total defense defeats is 1 out of 2, but these two, it does not say 1 out of 2. That means that they're probably done. So we are going to pull that back totally. And I did that slowly, and I died. Okay. Alright, so now this final wave is headquarters again. So I do want to send a troop to the headquarters. We have failed this before, so since I have tier 10 on that character, I'm going to send more on that character. And since this one has tier 9, I'm going to send a very small thing. Wow. We have no troops to send. So here, as the rallies arrive, they're turning around. So that's how you know that it's full. We did okay here. There's 11 people in there with full troops. So this is one thing you don't want to do. If you're going to send reinforcements to headquarters, you only want to send your best troops. So in this case, if all they had was that little bit of tier 7 and 8 at the top, I would have only sent those. I wouldn't have sent any of the blue or green troops. That would mean more space for other people in your alliance to join and higher troops, because our guild as a whole, or our alliance as a whole, mostly has at least tier 9. So I let my base die because I was distracted in making a video, but I still got 6th and 13th on my 2 characters, so not too bad. And then the way it works, there is a personal ranking, there's alliance rankings, and then you can click all of these things. So there's a claim all button at the bottom. Personal rewards, so it says my ranking is 13, and that's going to change because it's still pretty early in the day. A lot of alliances have not hit yet, and our alliance is rank 1 right now. We normally are rank 1 or 2, but again, that could change because it's still early in the day.